There is the truest friendship test in the all of mankind to know if someone is a friend or not, and if you should instantly cut someone off. And I actually live by this. If you would trust someone with the love of your life naked in their bed, which of your friends would you trust with the love of your life in their bed butt naked? It's probably only a handful of people. A lot of people probably have no one like that. Let's say one of your best buddies, if they would hit on her, or if you guys broke up and then they would try and get with her, then you should not do business with that person. You probably would not want to hang out with that person. And I know so many people, if you break up with someone, they're like, hey dude, can I text your girlfriend or your ex-girlfriend or something like that? Or you hear about these things where they would actively do those types of things to their friends. That is like the biggest red flag in human history. If they would do that for a woman's sake, they would absolutely do that for money. If you went to business with that kind of person, they would absolutely screw you over for any amount of money. It probably wouldn't even have to be a big sum. It is just a complete cuck move. And I personally do not want to hang around those types of people. Let me name out the people that I know for a fact that I would trust. It would be PJ, Luke, Cade, and some old mentors of mine like George. He's the first guy I started working for. Got his logo tattooed on my leg. He's the highest integrity person I've ever met in my entire life. There are some newer people that I've recently started to hang out with. You can't be 100% sure until you go through some hard times with people to see how they react. There's really only a handful of people that you ever need. You can just trust those people. I know a lot of other people that I used to think would have been really good friends, but when dark times happen, they are not there. And you really don't need too many friends. It doesn't actually matter. You just need a few super close brothers that you guys would do anything for. Luke right now, I don't even know where in the world he is. He's been one of my best buddies ever since I met him. I met him at the weirdest conference ever, and then we said, fuck it, let's go live together, because we just synced. And then ever since, it's just been purely electric. I think he's in Lisbon, Portugal right now. If tonight he called me and said, Josh, I need you, I would fly out to Portugal tomorrow morning, ASAP, as quickly as humanly possible, because that's what you would do. Same thing for Cade, same thing for PJ. When I'm thinking about hiring people, especially as the business is growing, obviously if it is low level leverage tasks, you probably don't need to be thinking about this. But if it's someone that's going to be a high person in your business, or you're looking to have them grow and be with you for years on end, especially we're now going to move into a house in Colombia with part of the team for 2 months to see how everyone kind of works together, to see if we can increase productivity, to do a bunch of other things. It's just going to be fun in general. You would not want to be around people that you would not want to have lifelong friendships with. All I see online is everyone just talking about the stuff that they have, the watches that they have, the cars, the houses, the travels that they do, the fancy stuff. At the end of the day, I can tell you none of that actually matters. After staying at 5-star hotels, flying private most of the time, basically all for free because of the clients that I have that allowed me to live basically the life of someone that made millions of dollars per month completely for free. Quite literally last year, I was flying private. I had a Porsche Speedster that's my daily driver. I had a free apartment. I would go to the nicest steakhouses like 4 times a week with a few of my clients and their friends, all for free. And I can tell you that that stuff fades off incredibly quickly, unbelievably quickly. Actually, the most memorable trip of my entire life was when I did a challenge with George and then someone who's probably going to become a lifelong friend, Shane, completely random. We met up in Chile, and then we decided to drive across Argentina from Chile to Buenos Aires, which is like a multi-day drive using only gold, silver, and Bitcoin. We had a few $100 and a gold, silver, and Bitcoin, and what we would try and do is exchange it at every single city to use that for all of our food, for all of our fucking gas money, where we were going to stay. And every single night, quite literally every single night, we would go to bed with $0 left, just barely enough money to get some beers that we could hang out, get dinner, and sleep. And then we would wake up and have a complete reset. We'd have to drive to the next city. We'd have to find someone that would exchange our gold, silver, or Bitcoin into pesos, and then do the exact same thing. And that is actually the most memorable trip of my entire life, when we were staying in the shittest hotels, still doing fun stuff, but we had an objective, we had a challenge, we had intensive brotherhoodness, but it had nothing to do with the fanciness. Comparatively, if I travel once or twice a month to incredibly nice places, at the nicest hotels in the city, and get the nicest restaurants, you actually just become very numb to that. The trips that are memorable now are who I'm with. That is the only thing that matters. It's never really where we're going. It's, are you with the people that you love? And if it's not really worth it. A lot of people screw people over for small amounts of money, for any amount of money. It will never lead to any sort of happiness. Having the strongest bond with close people leads to 100 million times more fulfillment. I don't want to give advice. I'm just telling you from my perspective, I would rather find more people I would trust with 100%, hang out with those types of people, or hang out with the friends that I already have. No fucking reason to just get more stuff. I love growing my business. I'm going to continue to want to 100x the business, but I want to do it with people that I care about and that care about me. I don't care how other people live their lives, but I can tell you it's just, in my opinion, way more fulfilling. I don't feel fulfilled being around people that I don't like. Most businesses, once they start to scale, they start to hate their business because there's so much bureaucracy and corporatism, which I don't fucking enjoy that stuff. I don't want a business that grows like that. I want something that allows allows me to have 100% freedom. I don't have 100% freedom right now, but I can pretty much do anything I want to. I just have a lot of fucking work to do every single day.